Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Today I decided to do something a little different than what we usually do.
Okay.
Usually, you're the one who's doing the questions, and interviews with people.
Okay.
So today I decided to do an interview with you.
Okay.
And I want to brush up my skills.
Okay.
And in doing so, I would like to ask you some questions by taking you down memory lane.
Okay.
Okay. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, you looking good.
Oh, thank you, darling. I'm feeling fabulous.
Beautiful.
You like my shirt?
I love it.
Okay.
I see you and your hubby.
Yes, I'm representing like I always do.
That's right, beautiful. Okay, I would like to go back to your book.
Okay. Which one? Because I have 5.
Tales
Of an Original Bad Girl.
of an Original Bad Girl.
The classic. Okay.
A classic. And because you and me, our history starts from 1991. I would have went back all the way then, but I decided to start when you wrote your book or when your book was published
Okay.
in 2010, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what inspired you to write OBG?
Okay. What inspired me to write Tales of Original Bad Girl? I just came home and the music industry for me had shifted. It went down south.
Right.
And, I don't know if you know, of course you know, but maybe people didn't know I used to be a rapper.
Right.
Now, I was an underground rapper. I didn't make it mainstream, but I was pretty popular in my hood, Brooklyn. And
Don't forget, I played the role in making sure you got connected with Styles P.
yes, you did.
With
And
Rich. So don't
that was
forget.
one of my best songs. But you know what's crazy about that song is that the song is so fire. It's called Fee Fi Fo Fum with Styles P. Shout out to my boy Styles P. But it never got no play or no marketing, no promo, nothing because I disappeared.
Right.
Right after I finished that album, which is self-titled Mack Mama. You can find it on all platforms. The dope thing about the album, though, is that each song on the album is the title of the chapter of my book and Tales of Original Bad Girl.
Okay.
So after you read the chapter, you can go to the song, and I talk about what inspired me to write the song, blase, blase. So that's like really was kind of like, it's an intertwined thing, the music and the book. When I was selling the book, I was also selling CDs back then with the book.
That was ingenious.
It was ingenious, I might add. Thank you. But it's because my love for music never went away. Although I decided not to pursue it as I was pursuing the book writing, becoming an author, it's only because I like to reinvent myself. And I don't like to stay stuck on something that, may or may not potentially blow.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I felt like my music is always going to be my passion. I love, writing. I'm a lyricist. But I need to make some bread.
Right.
So around that time, we had reconnected. And you was always my homie. We wasn't in an intimate relationship then.
Right.
But we had reconnected, and I was telling you about, what I wanted to do, my dreams, my desires. And you was always still so connected, and you made a couple of moves happen for me. Thus, the song, Fee Fi Fo Fum, featuring Styles P, through your boy Rich, who was managing me at the time. Shout out to him. So
he was my brother-in-law then.
He was your brother-in-law then. Yes, he was. So basically now, fast forward, it's 2010, right? I'm writing books now. This is my first book, Tales of Original Bad Girl. I got the music. It's old because the music happened in 2005.
Right.
5 years went by. It lay dormant. I come home now, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to tailor my life story around my music. So that's how I wrote the book. So it's not the exact story. It's tales, different tales and chapters of my life.
Right.
Okay. What inspired me? That basically inspired me reinventing myself and now wanting to become an author.
Right.
Okay, because I was so focused on the music. And so that's what inspired me.
I remember when you were doing your music, initially you started off with gangster rap.
Yes.
You had some extremely hard lyrics. You was a lyrical assassin. And you posed a threat to many men. I remember many people writing me and me making phone calls and speaking to people and them telling me that you was a bit too harsh, too disrespectful, and too as a matter of fact for a female.
Okay.
And I remember guys telling me that they wish you would tone it down.
Okay.
Because you was inspiring people from different sections of the city to act up.
Okay.
Yeah, so
People or the women?
well, you were inspiring males and females.
Okay.
But your violent lyrics and the content of your music created like this brother and sisterhood, and it created a bond. And I remember at that time, you was like one of the only females that will be within a wolf pack of males. And it was like you was the trigger on the gun.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember contacting you and having an argument with you because I wanted you to soften up your lyrics.
You wanted me to soften up my lyrics.
And I wanted you to be a little more feminine.
Feminine. Yes.
Sexy.
Yes.
Entertaining. Because you were a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Thank you.
And instead of you scaring people, I wanted you to use your craft to show your beauty. You know?
And I did.
And you did.
That's when I flipped my style.
And you reinvented.
I reinvented once again. Well, no, that because now you're going back a little bit when I was still in the music.
Right.
Now, 2010, I still was, on that sex sells wave.
Right.
I came into that like, you know what? I'm gonna write the book, but I'm still gonna promote the album, but I want to still be a little sexy because I still had I had so many. I have over 100 songs in my catalog.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so I had this CD called Mack Mama X Rated.
Right.
And that was when I started talking sexy underneath your advice. And I started changing my style up.
Right.
Now, I'm showing off my breasts and my body. Not fully, but just being sexy.
Right.
It's mild compared to the ladies nowadays. But back then it was risque.
Right.
And that was underneath your tutelage. You wanted me to be a little bit more sexy. And I started
And I appreciated that.
Yes.
I really did.
You.
Especially, when you would send me nice pictures.
That you
I like seeing you in them brims.
Oh yeah, when I used to wear my Mack Mama brims.
And them bras and different, sexy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really, really a pleasure
Yes.
receiving mail from you.
Thank you.
I used to be, this is my home girl. I love her.
Yes. Yep. Those were some good days. But,
Extremely.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you too.
Thank you.
For the support you gave me.
Always.
Because you always made sure that you took care of things that I needed taken care of.
Yes.
You always made sure you reached out.
Mm-hmm.
You put money on my books. You sent me letters. You let me know that somebody out there in the world truly loved me and supported me. You believed that I was going to come home one day.
I sure did.
And look, I'm home now,
Yeah.
And I just want you to know I truly love, adore, and admire you for that.
And you know what I love and adore and admire you for?
What?
Because I still was crushing on you hard. And although I wanted to be with you, you was like, no, I don't want to bring you into my bed. I'm doing time. I'm doing a lot of time. I don't have a date. And I want you to just go out there and just make it happen for yourself. And I'm proud of you. You always inspired me and gave me great ideas. And I thought that was so noble of you, because you could have had me. I would have been there for you, you know. And you was like, no, you did not want me to be in your bed. You finally, we'll talk about that as we come up to that time era.
Right.
You finally gave in, and you're mine now. But back then, we were really, truly just platonic friends.
And when you had the baby,
okay,
because when you end up having your beautiful daughter Velvet,
yes,
it was to me like one of the most beautiful things, because you know a child is the most beautiful gift.
That's right.
In the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was so proud, you know, of the type of mother you were and you became. And I just wanted to give you as much quality time with your baby as you possibly could have, you know. I just didn't want to pull you out, because I knew you was loyal.
Mm-hmm.
And when you set your mind to something or to someone, you go hard for them.
I go hard.
Super hard.
I do. That's one of my superpowers, is my loyalty.
Yes.
And how I keep it real. And me being an open book. That's why I wrote my book. I wrote my life story, because I'm an open book. I keep it 100. But let's go back to 2010, because after I wrote that book, Tales of Bridget, a Bad Girl, it took off.
Right.
Right? And then I went on a nice 2-year run with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we stayed in contact all that time. That was a special time for me. And you gave me some great advice for marketing. You could have been a hell of a A&R, or, you know, executive vice president, anything in the industry.
Right.
Because you just had that, you know, that knack for making things happen, connecting the dots. And I just want to thank you, because of you, babe, I sold a lot of books and a lot of music. Not with the streaming so much. It was very early back then with the streaming. But I'm talking about physical CDs and books. I was everywhere with my books. Even went on to become a blog talk radio host.
That's
you know, remember?
Yes,
I started interviewing mad people in the urban industry, all the greats I've had on my show.
Yes.
And so that honed my skills.
That's right.
For now. That's why I can do your interviews so great.
Absolutely.
But you was there with me. Even though you wasn't physically there with me, I know that I could get that call from you, and we could chop it up, and we can build and plan and plot. And you helped me to really make it happen, especially after, you know, not being around my child for so long, and being able to come back in her life and provide for her.
Exactly.
Without going to do a 9-to-5.
That's right.
I was able to really live and survive off of my book. And it was just one book at the time.
Right.
Then I wrote Daisy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now 2012, now we at 2012.
Right.
I got my Tales of a Original Bad Girl, and I got Daisy Jones. But I still got the music.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, I'm not doing shows or none of that, because I told you. But I always told you, babe, I just need the money. I don't need to be famous.
That's right.
You know, I felt like long as I had a level of, you know, fame, because people knew me from the books now. It was like a different world. I wasn't, the music, but the books, really, like I was impressed with how well Tales did. And then when I did the first fiction, Daisy Jones. So then you gave me a great marketing scheme.
I want you to know something though.
What?
Don't take credit from yourself, because you are really an excellent writer.
Thank you.
I remember reading your books.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I felt your pain. I felt your joy.
Mm-hmm.
They brought tears to my eyes, you know. You know how to touch your audience. And it just shows that when you deliver, you deliver from the heart.
I do.
You really, really do.
I do, babe. And then around 2012-ish, you gave me the link, the hookup, that I think kind of like made my pocket sore, our pockets.
Oh, okay.
Because you know I bust you down. But when you told me, you know, well, when I asked you, what do you think I could do
Oh, yeah, with the Jerry Springer joint.
With the Jerry Springer joint.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I can't take total credit for that.
Okay.
What happened is that I was incarcerated with a white guy.
Okay.
Who was a good friend of mine. And he was like a real brainiac. And but he was a madman too, but he had a family member who played a role in the directing of that show. So
she was one of the producers.
Right, right. And what had happened is that when you was telling me that you wanted to, you know, to
sell books on a mainstream level, because remember, I'm independent the whole time. It's not like I got a publishing deal. I was my own publisher.
Right.
So I wanted to sell hundreds of thousands of books at one time. Now, how can I do it without distribution? You know, and you gave me that great link.
Yeah, and my thing was this, and I'll never forget because it was when I spoke to him concerning the matter, it was one of my homeboys though who was from DC. Who was telling me about all type of different scenarios to use, because they was like a lot of times on that type of show, the most
you gotta be
crazy and outlandish stuff is the stuff that the audience like, because they got an audience that's they there for the drama.
Yes.
They like all different type of crazy things,
and I'm nuts, so I can. So I had no problem.
And when you said that, I said to myself, I said, you know what? I know she could pull this shit off.
Yeah.
She just got to put together something that is going to work. And actually, when you did it, you see, you even played the part in putting the scenario together.
No, they actually let me produce the segment. But, you know, one thing I can say without saying too much, Gabby, come on, Gabby. One thing I could say, what you want to do, baby? They can't see us anyway. You want to come up here? Come on. Come here. One thing I could say, let me get my Gabby. You naked shelf. Say hi. Daddy doing an interview on mommy. One thing I could say, because you know they make you sign an NDA on those shows. So you can't really talk about it. But if you're a fan of wrestling, and those type of shows, and you know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? It was contrived, but that was my first stint of being a producer.
Right.
That's how, look, fast forward to right now, how I can produce this YouTube platform for you. You get what I'm saying? Yes. It really gave me that behind the scenes know-how and knowledge of how to put together an entertaining piece. Although with us, that's why I always say your platform is reality based. Right. You know what I mean? But those shows at that time, because you know reality TV shows came later down the road. Yes. Back then it was Maury, it was Jerry, it was the Judge shows, you know, stuff like that. Those shows were like created for entertainment purposes. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna leave it at that without saying much. But what I put together was something that was gonna make people Google me behind what I was saying. Exactly. You know, I'm at a show.
Because I remember because when you changed your name to Mack Mama, I remember you was like, this is where I'm going to let the world know who I am and what I represent. Yeah,
and that's why, well, I was rapping on the Mack Mama, but I also wrote on the Mack Mama. So now what happened was, when they went to Google me from Big Scene at a Pyramid, and Jerry was a syndicated show all over the world. Yes. So that was a hell of a, I mean, when I tell you the promo that I received on that show was crazy. I sold, you know.
My pockets, you looked out. Straight up and down.
Listen, people to this day watch that Jerry Springer segment with Mack Mama on it. To this day, I'm still selling books and we still eating, baby.
Exactly.
So I want to thank you so much because that was your hookup.
Very welcome.
I was just crazy enough to pull it off. You know?
You did a really excellent job, though. Yeah. I was laughing. Girl.
I watched it earlier. I'm telling you, it's all of a sudden it's back pop. It's because, listen, that's what entertainment does. We're entertaining people. Right. So now people are Googling me again, and so things are coming up. And I'm looking at the show, I'm like, babe, You know what I mean? Because I know when you seen it incarcerated, it was exciting, but to see it together.
See, because I knew it was coming, so I had all my boys, and I was like, watch this, man. My peeps getting ready to move. Yeah.
But didn't I look good?
You look beautiful, man. You always looking great.
I think I still look young, don't I?
Girl, you ain't aged
Okay.
at all.
Thank you so much, babe. But back to the interview. So but you're doing a good job, babe. Yes, you are doing an amazing job. But let's stay focused. Okay. So past the promo for the book. Now fast forward. I want to say 2 or 3, about 4 years go by, and we lose contact.
Yes.
I think at 20, where you was at in Leavenworth, and because it would have been about 2015. Now
2015, I was actually in Otisville.
That's when you first came back to Otisville. Okay,
Right.
All right.
No, matter of fact, I got there in 2008 or 9.
Okay.
But you used.
That's where I was.
You were staying in touch with me.
Yeah, but that's where I was writing you when you was in Otisville.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I didn't actually start coming and see you 2 years later, but we was writing them on the phone.
Exactly.
Because I was moving, but I was sending you them. You was getting that bread, though.
You did. You really, really did.
Yes. So, babe, ask me another question.
Well, I'm enjoying listening to you, but I do want to ask a question.
Yes.
How does success make you feel? And when I say success, I'm not talking about the worldly success, the external success, internal success. When you do something that transform other people's lives for the better, or make people look at you as a role model, or
how does it make you feel?
Yeah, how does it make you feel?
The same way it makes you feel. Makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I accomplished something with my life, because my life was tumultuous.
Right.
And to be sitting here today talking positive is something that I really am proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? The positivity, the things that I have accomplished. And that's what I do need to talk about, because I went on to become, I had got certified as a life coach. Right. And I took that very seriously, because of all my life experiences. So I began to start helping people. But also, let me answer that question. How does it feel? It feels amazing. But I also wanted to add a story about my daughter. What made me stop the music when I came home.
All right.
Because I think I kind of skimmed over that. But that's an important story. So my daughter was 9 years old at the time, right? And it was about 2010. And like I said, I was about to go on this promo run for the book. But right before I wrote the book, I wrote my book in 30 days, mind you, Tales of a Original Bad Girl. Right before I wrote the book, I was about to do, that's why I was talking about it earlier, Mack Mama Triple X Rated.
Right.
It was a CD. And it was all sexy, salacious songs. So I was about to I did some photographs for it. And so it was one particular photo, and I think it's in my book, Tales of Original Bad Girl, because I got color pictures. You know what I'm talking about. When I'm holding my breast, triple X rated. And remember you thought I did a porn, and I was like, no.
Because I seen the X's. So I was like, yo, what the?
I was like, no, babe, it's it was the cover for the CD.
Right.
Mack Mama Triple X Rated, and I'm holding my breast, my bare breast, right? So my daughter, Velvet, shout out to my baby. She's 9 years old at the time, and she comes to me, I'll never forget it, and she's like, Mom, I know you want to sell your music. She said, but you're embarrassing me. That crushed me for my daughter. Because, my daughter looked up, she looked up to me. She said, Mom, I don't like it. I don't like the sex sell stuff. She didn't like it. And that was why I started writing books, because I shut it down.
Wow.
I shut it down. I never promoted the Mack Mama Triple X Rated CD. I stopped everything that day. And I said, okay, now what I'm going to do now? And it just came to me. Write your life story.
That's right.
But center it around the album that you never released, which was self-titled Mack Mama, which is on iTunes and anywhere music could be found. What's wrong, baby? So that was a pivotal moment. That's why I wanted to mention that.
Right.
That's where I kind of left music and started writing the books.
Yeah, because
I respect my daughter.
Music and acting, you know, it's a audience that are hungry and thirsty for the people who deliver. And to be honest, they're insatiable.
Yes, they are.
They are insatiable. The more you give, the more they want.
Yes.
And they will drain you.
Yes.
So
You go there?
that was a great move. That was a noble act too.
It was a noble act, because I'm not gonna lie, I invested a lot of money. Remember, let's go back to everything I do is is self-funded.
I know.
So I had invested in photo shoots, and I'm talking about I had thousands of CDs. I'm doing at that time I was doing shows, and I was bringing girls to the shows, and you know, sexy stripper girls, and the whole Macalicious, Mack Mama, aka Mac Murder.
That's right.
You know, some people nowadays I hear calling me Mama Mac. I'll take that too, because there's a lot of M's with me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I was on that vibe for a minute. But when my daughter told me I was embarrassing her, I shut it down, and I'm glad I shut it down.
And I'm glad you shut it down.
I'm glad I shut, because I'm wild. I don't know what the hell I would have did to promote that music.
Right.
So I'm so happy that I got the respect that I had for my daughter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To just be like, you know what? Let me just switch lanes. And that I'm quick on my feet.
True.
You know what I mean? And I came up with something else.
That's right.
Because it opened up a hell of a door for me. To this date, I got 5 books. And I would have more, but I was doing so much with that radio show. I did that for like 3 years. So that kind of I was promoting my own 2 books at the time. And then I just got into being this radio personality and, you know, meeting people and promoting other people's books and stuff. I really made a business out of that. So I didn't. Now fast forward to me becoming a life coach, right? I become a life coach. Then this is going to blow your mind. Well, you know the story, but in 2017, guess where I started working?
Rikers Island.
Rikers Island. Now, I had already worked at a few
That blew my mind.
Yeah. I worked in a few halfway houses in Connecticut.
Right.
Renaissance. Shout out to Renaissance East and West.
Right.
In Waterbury, I worked there. But Rikers Island was like a full circle moment because I was on Rikers Island.
Right.
As a child, you know, as a kid.
Right.
And to be there working. And shout out to the Fortune Society because that's how I got the job through them, you know. And great, wonderful organization, man, for recidivism and, you know.
Yes.
If you have any type of track record, I like to call it, you know, that's the place you go. They're forgiving and they're going to help you find employment.
Yes.
So, and shout out to my girl Samantha. She's beautiful, beautiful person, and she's a big dog over there.
Okay.
Samantha Pugh. But, so that was a full circle moment for me. Now I'm working on Rikers Island and I'm conducting groups.
Okay.
And they got me in all the hardest jails on the island.
Yes.
And because I went there as a speaker to speak to the girls, and they were so impressed with me, I was laid up, went back, and I was offered an opportunity to go there and run groups through the Fortune Society.
Okay.
At that time, they were doing different organizations, Osborne, Fortune, had people there working, outsourcing on the island and running the groups. And it was a great experience because I felt, now that's where I felt my most accomplished.
Okay.
Because I know how it feels to be on the other side and to be able to come back was such an inspiration to the men and the women.
Wow.
Because a lot of the guys had read my book, Tales of Bridget Back, and knew me.
Yes.
You know, very, very popular girl back in that era, you know what I'm saying, from in the streets, you know. And people couldn't believe it. Yo, you work on an island, I was like, yo, if I could do it, anybody could do it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was like a great point in my life. Didn't last long because haters are gonna hate.
That's right.
And the devil is always going to pop up.
That's right.
When things are going good.
That's right.
And the woman that I wrote about in my book, that was my co-defendant years prior, that's how I wound up going away and getting to Connecticut,
Right.
was on the island, sick. She was in the infirmary. She was dying of AIDS. She heard that I was working because I fought to get to the women to work with, because they had me with the men. I fought to get to that woman, Rose M. Singer, so I could be with the girls. Bad move. She heard I was there.
You had the right intentions.
I had the right intentions, but the devil was busy.
Wrong move.
Wrong move. She wrote the administration and told them that, basically was outraged. How is she working here? She used to be my co-defendant, blah, blah, blah. They walked me out of here because one of their rules was you have to tell them if you know an inmate personally. But my thing was, I didn't know she was there. She was in the infirmary. It's not like she was in any of my groups. I'm not thinking about her. But they didn't hear that. They walked me up out of there like I was bringing drugs in the facility. I couldn't believe it. And I'm talking about after accolades. They used to big me up in those meetings. Oh, you're doing so well. You're the only person that can handle, the inmates, the volume. Because, Rikers Island is a tough spot.
It's a super tough spot.
You understand what I'm saying? And when you go in there, you got to demand respect.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I did that. Them guys would listen to me and, shape up on them tears and, do the groups and, and it wasn't always fun because the curriculum was dry, but I made it interesting.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of respect for me. And when I went to the women, it was the same thing, but I just didn't get to stay there long enough. My whole thing with the Rikers Island might have lasted about 7 to 8 months.
Okay.
It was that quick because the devil did not want me there. Because I would have helped too many people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So after I left there, 2018, worst year of my life. You know why?
Yes.
Queenie.
Yes.
So my best friend, my partner, my sister, God bless her.
Your heart
Queenie.
in human form.
My heart in human form, my Queenie, my child's godmother, my partner. She passed away from colon cancer in 2018, and I had the opportunity and the privilege, and that's why I wasn't mad about losing that job.
Right.
Because had I been working, maybe I wouldn't have been able to take off to go care for her. And I went down in Ohio. We stayed in Jersey for a bit, but then I went to Ohio because that's where she wanted to go. And I took care of her for the last 6 months of her life. And it was the saddest, but that's the strongest woman I ever met in my life. The way she handled that pain. But I don't want to get too deep in that because I don't want to bring this interview down. But shout out to my baby Queenie. Rest in peace,
Shout out to
baby.
Queenie.
I love you. We love you. Because that was your girl.
Yes,
she would be so happy to see us together right now. She would be so happy. I know she's smiling down on us.
She wanted that back then.
She wanted that back then. So that year I went through a mental anguish breakdown, basically, because you don't know what it is to see somebody you love wither away.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I talk about it in my new book. Now, my new book I got 3 new books, and those are underneath Coach Coco.
Right.
People hear me say Coach Coco a lot because I'm kind of living like a double life.
Right.
Because I'm really Coach Coco full time. Mm-hmm. I'm doing this Mack Mama thing because I'm on YouTube with you, and I don't know. My spirit said you Mack Mama on here. Right. You know what I mean? But AKA Coach Coco. Mm-hmm. But I live a double life. I gotta practice a life coaching practice. But anyway, I wrote 3 books, and those are self-help books. And one of the books, I talk about her extensively in the book because it's a book about caring for your loved ones.
Right.
And I talk about that whole experience. But not just her. I talk about me being a caretaker for my mom. She died of AIDS when I was very young. And that's kind of what set me off on my trajectory of criminality. And I talk about my godmother who passed away after she suffered from dementia, Alzheimer's, and I took care of her for 5 years. I talk about Queenie. I talk about my grandmother.
Right.
My grandmother got swept up in the COVID wave. You know, so it's a really good book. You know, it's called A Caretaker's Journey by Coach Coco. And that's when I reinvented myself again.
Right.
I came back to writing. You know what I mean? One of the books, because I tell you, I wrote 3 at that time, was How to Survive Incarceration from a Woman's Perspective. Now, this is the crazy thing, and you know this, Tut.
Right.
After dealing with Queenie's death, I spiraled.
Right.
So I started hustling again.
Okay.
I'm not working at that point. I started hustling again. I catch a bid. It wasn't a long bid, 45 day. And this is the first time I publicly ever spoke about that. Nobody knew about that.
Right.
You know, because you know I don't tell my business. And you know, everybody's looking up to me. And you know, I changed my life. I'm doing motivational speaking for years. I'm this author. I'm this, you know, I'm this life coach. But it happens.
Yes.
See, people always talk about the success when you talked about that earlier, but sometimes you fall again. Right. And you got to pick back up. You know what I'm saying? And I fell again. You know, because I always talk about, on my website, I have what is it called? Money addiction group. My because Queenie, you know, I gotta get back focused. I have a money addiction group, right? And it's anonymous for anybody that wants to join it, and it's online. And it's for people that suffer from money addiction. You know, because people always talk about addiction in terms of drugs.
Right.
But there's all type of addictions. And I suffer from a money addiction. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so that means by any means necessary, I'm going to get that money. I'm a hustler. I've been a hustler all my life.
Right.
So the default in me is always hustling.
Right.
But what I realized from when I went to do the time, the 45 that I did, it's a mental thing.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how I was able to crack it again and stop it again. Because I realized that when I was depressed, that was my go-to. I want to go hustling. I want to go in the stores. I want to go get money. I want to do what you know what I'm saying? That type of, because I'm a white collar crime. Right. My crime's a white collar, you know. I don't have to pick up a gun for it, you know. And I don't like to detail it because then that seems like I'm glorifying it. So if you know, and that's it.
That's right.
But I used to get a lot of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Doing different things in that area. But it wasn't for the money. It was for if I was depressed. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sad. It was an emotional thing. Much like people that do drugs.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's when I got the connection to that. So I said, you know, this addiction is just as serious as a drug addiction. Why? It brings you to jail. You be right in jail. You lose everything. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I never had to lose everything. I'm very, very blessed. Because I have family, I have support, and I never lost anything. But it takes you down a downward spiral. Okay. Much like a drug addiction. True. Okay, so I went through that. So 2018 and 2019 was, to 2020, terrible. Because 2020 I lost my grandmother. So now we at 2024, so I had a nice 4-year run. Right. Because in 2021, I got with the love of my life. That's right. I got with the love of my life, and my life went uphill from there because I found love again. That's you know, not to take anything away from anybody I ever loved, because you so into my story, you forgetting to ask me questions, baby.
No, I'm not forgetting. I'm just listening to you.
You listen to me. Well, I do want to say this. Anybody that knows me knows this. I put it in my book. But I happen to have been a lesbian. I was with women for years. From a child. From 14. I was always bisexual. Right. So up into 2021, I was with a woman. Right. You know what I mean? We are still amicable. That's my family.
Right.
But she realized that I was in love with you. You know what I mean? And that was that. You can't stop when you love someone. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I loved you from 1991. You know what I mean? So.
And I loved you.
And I thank you. But you finally let me in. You know what I mean? On that type of level, on that intimate level in 2021.
Yes.
And, you know, I thought that, listen, you know I keep it real. I thought I was going to be able to have my woman in you. You know what I'm saying? And you was cool with it because you love me.
That's right.
You know, but things happen.
That's right.
And it wasn't meant for that to go like that.
That's
you know what I'm saying? We'll leave it at that. And now you made me your wife. You know what I'm saying? We was together for 3 years. And that 3 years, babe, was the best 3 years of my whole entire life. And you gave me love, but you also taught me so much. And you took care of me, you know, because when I got with you, I was out of work. But then I got back on my feet, and you encouraged me to start my practice again and to put my books out. And you took care of me, babe. You know, my friends know. You used to always send me money.
You are worthy.
And just spoil me from behind those walls. And you treated me like a queen, and I never been treated from a man. My women, that's why I was with women, they always treated me like a queen. But I never had a man treat me the way you treat me, sweetheart. And I love you. I just love you so much. My baby upgraded my ring. I love you so much, sweetheart.
I love you, babe.
And that's why, you know what, I think it confuses people because we're kind of like oil and vinegar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're polar opposites, but yet we two peas in a pod. You know what I mean? Because, you know, of our history, when you was in the street, we were partners.
Right.
We did our thing together. But to see you with me,
right.
I think confuses a lot of people.
Right.
Because I'm just wild and outlandish and, you know, I'm just me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But you love me for me.
Absolutely.
And that is so beautiful. And I love you for you. I love you. I always tell you, babe, I don't change. I love how militant you are. I love when you get serious. You know what I'm saying? I love how you just regulate. You know, but at the same time, you got this smoothness about you, this calmness that calms me down.
Okay.
You bring me all, you know that. But you have a fun side too that people aren't privy to. But I'm showing them a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you are hilarious and you're a jokester. But I don't know. I think we covered it. From 2010, I think we covered up to 2024.
Yes.
The end of my story is right now, I'm Tut's wife. I'm Queen Tut.
Forever, baby.
Forever. And I love you so much.
You're my heart, you're my soul, you're my life, you're my future, you're my everything.
And baby, we gonna get this money. Legally.
Without a doubt.
Legally.
We always did.
We always did. And I thank everybody on this platform that says, say our names, say our names. Say our names. Because that just goes to show you that we got love out here, baby.
We do.
You know, people call it hate. I call it love.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know you've been having the same problem all your life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, for anybody that invests time in us and make whole shows about us, they love us. They feeling us. They see us. They feel the energy. They see what we doing and what we getting ready to do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Baby, 40 days it took us to become monetized.
That's right.
That's unheard of.
Absolutely.
40 days. And without a lot of subs. We was monetized before we even hit 10,000. Based off of views, off of comments. You know, and it's the engagement.
Yes.
But people love you. You understand what I'm saying? People, they're interested, they're curious, the man, the myth, the legend. Now you're home now. And now you can just show people that you're more than all of those things that was talked about on YouTube. You're more than that, baby. I humanized you.
You did.
And that's why I gave you this platform. And the platform used to be mine. I had it for 15 years. It lay dormant. I have like a few music, like audio music, because I never even really did a video for my music. I only did one thing, and that was No Justice, No Peace. I did that in
I love that piece.
Yeah, for the pandemic when we was going through that. But I never did a music video because I had moved on from music.
Right.
But this platform is here for 15 years, and now you got it popping, baby. And I'm so happy you're
We got it popping.
We got it popping. That's right, because we partners for life.
That's right, baby.
And I love you.
I love
And
you.
I thank you so much for doing my interview.
You're very welcome.
And you did a great job.
Thank you so much. It was. I really, really enjoyed myself.
Aww.
I mean, you eye candy, baby.
I love you.
I love looking at you and loving on you. You know.
I just want to end it with Jerry.
Shit,
Knock
no.
it.
Jerry came in handy, baby.
We made a lot of
We made it.